Imagine for a while that you are standing on the open deck of a massive cruise ship, and the ship moves forward smooth. Silent, effortless almost, like magic. But beneath your feet, far below the restaurants, theaters, and luxury cabins, lies something few passengers ever see. A hidden world. A steel labyrinth. A roaring mechanical heart that powers everything you experience on board. Today, we're going into that world. We're stepping deep inside the engine room of a modern cruise ship, a place where thousands of tons of steel, millions of watts of electricity, and hundreds of crew members work together to keep this floating city alive. Welcome to the truth behind how cruise ships, these giants of the ocean, act would work. Let's talk about the floating city you never see. When you first walk onto a cruise ship, everything feels effortless. Lights glow softly. Elevators glide smoothly. Pools sparkle. Restaurants buzz with life. And the engines, you barely hear them. But that quietness is an illusion. Below the passenger decks lies an industrial universe the size of a small town. A world filled with engines taller than houses, pipes that twist like metal vines, and control rooms that look like the cockpit of a futuristic spaceship. Cruise ships are more than vessels. They are floating cities. And just like any city, they need power, water, air, waste systems, fuel, cooling, heating, and constant human operation. So today, we're opening the doors that are usually closed. We're going behind the scenes into the beating heart of the ship. Segment number 1. The heart of the ship. Let's begin in the engine room. You enter through a heavy steel door, and the air changes instantly. Warm, loud, buzzing with raw power. Giant diesel engines, sometimes as tall as two-story buildings, line the room like metallic beasts. Each engine can produce tens of thousands of horsepower, powering everything from propellers to lights. But here's something most travelers don't know. Cruise ships don't work like cars. They generate electricity first, and that electricity powers everything, including propulsion. Think of it like a giant power plant. At sea, the engines create electricity, and that electricity runs the ship. The engineering crew monitors every pressure, every vibration, every sound. One tiny change in the engine room can affect the entire ship. Segment number 2. Propulsion. How the ship moves. Now let us walk deeper into the propulsion control area. Most modern ships use azipods, massive rotating pods under the ship that act like both engines and steering rudders. Imagine a jet engine underwater. Azipods rotate 360 degrees, allowing a ship the size of a skyscraper to turn gracefully, almost dancing across the sea. Older ships use giant propeller shafts, stretching nearly the length of a basketball court. These shafts spin thousands of times each minute, pushing the ship forward through deep water. And the craziest part, you rarely feel the motion. Ooh! Because the ship uses computer-controlled stabilizers, huge wings hidden underwater that adjust every few seconds to keep the ship balanced. It's like the ship is constantly correcting itself, keeping you comfortable as you enjoy your vacation. Segment number 3. Electricity. A city that never sleeps. Next, we step into the electrical control rooms. This is where the ship becomes a living organism. Thousands of wires stretch through the ship like nerves in the human body. Screens display real-time data, voltage, temperature, energy load, frequency, stability. Cruise ships produce enough electricity to power a small city, multiple hotels, hundreds of homes, entire entertainment complexes. They need power for restaurants, elevators, cabins, theaters, laundry rooms, water treatment plants, air conditioning systems, swimming pools, and the engines themselves. Every second, the crew balances power usage, making sure nothing overloads or shuts down. Electricity on a cruise ship is precise, controlled, and deeply monitored. Segment number 4. Water management. How the ship makes its own supply. Imagine thousands of passengers showering, drinking water, eating meals, swimming, washing hands, all while floating in the middle of the ocean. Where does the water come from? Not from storage. Cruise ships make water. Using powerful desalination systems, they turn seawater into pure, clean drinking water. They can produce thousands of gallons every single day. The process is simple but incredible. Ocean water is heated, evaporated, condensed, and filtered into drinking water. You're literally drinking the ocean, made safe through high-tech systems. Segment number 5. Airflow system. How the ship breathes. Cabins always feel fresh and cool. Restaurants never smell musty. Hallways stay clean and comfortable. That's because ships have enormous air conditioning plants deep inside the vessel. They cool the entire ship using seawater. Pipes carry water through cooling coils, distributing cold air through thousands of vents. Modern cruise ships use fresh air ventilation, not recycled air. This makes ships cleaner and safer than most hotels and airports. Segment number 6. Waste systems, the invisible city workers. What happens to all the waste produced by thousands of travelers? It disappears, thanks to advanced waste management systems. Here's the truth most passengers never hear. Cruise ships have strict environmental systems, including waste recycling centers, food pulpers, incinerators, sewage treatment plants. Food waste is separated. Recyclables are compacted. Water is treated until it's safe and clean. A single ship can process waste more efficiently than many cities on land. Segment number 7. The people who run it all. Now we step into one of the most important places, the engine control room, also known as the ECR. This is the brain of the ship. Engineers monitor hundreds of screens. They listen, watch, and feel every vibration. These men and women work in shifts 24 hours a day. They rarely meet passengers. Yet they are the reason your lights turn on, your cabin stays cool, your food gets cooked, and your ship glides across the ocean. They are the silent guardians of your journey. Here are some fun facts, plus travel tips for cruisers. A cruise ship engine can weigh more than an airplane. The ship produces its own electricity, water, and cooling 24/7. Some ships burn over 200 tons of fuel per day. Cruise ships have their own fire stations, hospitals, and control centers. The engine room is one of the most secure places on board. Let's see some important travel tips. 1. Choose a midship cabin for the most stable ride. 2. If you're sensitive to noise, avoid lower decks near NG areas. Ask your travel agent. 3. Always take the behind-the-scenes tour. If available, it's the closest you'll get to seeing the engine room. 4. Bring noise-canceling earbuds if you're on a lower deck. 5. Ask staff how the ship works. They love answering questions. At the end of each cruise, after the sun sets, after the laughter, after the memories, the engines continue to hum in the darkness. Deep below the ship, the machinery keeps beating, a steady rhythm that has carried you across oceans, through storms, past islands, and into a world of adventure. A cruise ship is more than steel and engines. It's a masterpiece of engineering, a symbol of human creativity. A city that floats because thousands of people keep it alive. And now, you know the secrets behind how it all works. If you loved this deep dive into the hidden world of cruise ships, hit that like button, subscribe to Travel and Cruise, and tap the bell so you never miss a new adventure. Tell us in the comments, which secrets surprised you the most? Because the ocean is calling, and there are still many more stories waiting beneath the waves. Thanks for watching.